Welcome back to Just the Tip, where we help you unlock your potential one tip at a time. That's what it's all about. You can't change everything overnight. You can only take one tiny little step at a time to get where you want to go. So, as always, I've got a burning topic to bring to you today. All right, honey? So, stay tuned, listen in. So, what are we discussing today? Well, it's kind of my jam right now. And what I'm calling it is how to prioritize your values and goals for staying young or to stay young, right? And I even put young and I started thinking about it again. I was like, no, it's really about being youthful. And that means youthful mentally, socially, emotionally, and really, last of all, physically. If you can feel young too, then that's great. But I really want your mind to be in that growth mentality, that growth state, constantly looking forward to what's coming next. What can I evolve into? Who do I really want to be? So let's dive right in on some practical ways to prioritize what truly matters to you. But before we start, let me introduce myself. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Zandra, and I have been helping top performers and entrepreneurs reach their goals and dreams for, it's a long time now, 20 plus years. Let's just say that. And it's my chi. It's what gets me up in the morning. It what makes me sing from the rooftops. So thank you for joining me. Okay. So first thing that I really want to explain to you about what my journey has been is really trying to feel my best. I spent a lot of my life just trying to blend in. It's hard for me to blend in because I am a little bit hyperactive, a little freaky now and then. But really, it was hiding myself. I don't want anybody to think I'm special. I don't want anyone to be mad at me or feel bad about themselves if I stand out. And really, at the heart of it is because I didn't know who I was. And it's so much about self awareness. And that's one part of it. But really, to be able to fully step into who you are and how you feel about yourself, you really have to understand. I talk a lot about values and goals. That to me is at the heart of where I'm at in my life, was figuring those things out. And really, I talk about it a lot, but I don't even know if I explain it to you guys very well or explain it to you. I don't know if I explain it to you in the appropriate way that I should. So, at the heart of it, values are these core principles that guide our lives. Okay. So, they're like the what I call the guideposts, those fence posts, which tell us, is this what I want to spend my time on? Is this what I want to work on every day? All right. So that's what our values are. And I've said it before. Who do I want to spend time with? How do I want to spend my money? What do I want to watch? What do I want to play? Where do I want to go on vacation? Those things all relate back to what your own personal values are and what is important to you. So that is vital for you to figure out what it is that you want to do, because generally the first half of our life, somebody else is telling us what we believe and how we should act and what is right and what's wrong. But I'm telling you, you come to a point in your life where you get to say, no, I get to decide what's right and wrong for me, what feels good. So now that I know what my values are, that has allowed me to lean into that heart. And then, secondly, the goals are these specific targets that we are setting for ourselves to achieve or to direct ourselves based on these values. So, and again, some people say, Zan, I don't want everything you do. Well, that's fine. Your value may be peace, keeping things cool, not having too much change. Maybe your value is contentment and being happy right where you are. That's really at the heart of what's important to you. So everybody's values are uh, based on their own needs, wants, their view of the world. And that's why the world is hard right now, because everybody has their values and they think that everybody else should believe them, support them, and abide by them. And we should. That's generally the way a peaceful life works. But the fact is, everybody's living in their own fishbowl, and people's values are life and death things. So to me, all of the upheaval that goes on in the world really have a lot to do what people's values are. And if they are connecting, if they don't, and that's why it's important to even your friends know Are values in alignment? Because that's going to determine the quality of time that you get to spend socially, right? Are these people in alignment with the things that I enjoy doing? So there you go. In a nutshell, values, core principles that guide our lives, goals, specific targets we set to achieve for ourselves. All right. So how do you do this? How did I do this? And that's really all I'm telling you folks. You can Google this stuff and find a million different ways to do it. What I bring you every week is, well, first of all, I've already Googled it. I listen to a crap ton of podcasts. So that's a big part is I'm trying to get out there and figure out what is out there and bring that to you. All right. But these really are based on the things that are tried and true for me. So I know that there's other ways of doing things. So please, if you know of any, let us know because this is a time to share. Okay. So don't hold out on your sister here. Let me know what's going on. So what's the first thing that we're going to do? It's step one. We want you to reflect on your values. So to prioritize your values and your goals, you must really identify what truly matters to you. This is going to take some time. Unless you've already been working on it, you may already have them kicking around in your head. And I really, truly believe I did as well. But I felt they were selfish. I thought that what I wanted was that if I got what I want, then it would take away from other people. And that's just elementary school thinking. That isn't true. It's not true at all. There is more abundance for everyone and everything you could possibly want. But that's the first part of it, is realizing that these values, these ways, these things that I wanted in my life, well, first of all, fun. I talk about it a lot, but that is my number one value. I thought I wanted to be, I do want to help and I do want to support and I want all that, but not at the expense of my own mental health, my own happiness. And people go, so you don't help anyone? Yes, I do help all day long. I just do it in my way, which is with laughter, which is joy. Some people are like, oh, are you taking this flippantly? You don't think it's serious? It's the way I heal. It's the way I move through life. So fun for me is one of those huge values that I had to embrace and not say, oh, well, that's for someone else. That's not for me. It's for you. It's for me. It's for everyone. But that's what you need to think is take some time to reflect on the principles and beliefs that guide your life. What are the things that bring you joy, fulfillment, a sense of purpose? Equally important, what are the things are you repelled by? What things don't you want in your life? Because a lot of times we can find that opposition when people say, well, I know I don't want that when we're in a coaching session. I'll say to them, okay, what would you want instead? So if you're not sure and you're in that mindset where it's like, Zan, I've got a lot of negativity, don't worry about it. Start figuring out what you don't like in your life and what would be even more supportive than that thought, that belief, that feeling. That's how you start to identify those values. And it doesn't come overnight unless you have a real strong sense of self. For me, it came a lot about enhancing my emotional intelligence, getting to know myself better, but also being honest and saying, I want to be on stage, saying that I want to entertain people, saying that I don't like confrontation and I don't necessarily want to do mediation anymore, and I'm not a counselor. So really starting to identify who I am and what my values are, what's important to me. And that's been a long journey, but I'm telling you, I am living them every single day now. And every decision I make, I have my list of 5 values that I lay up against them. I'll maybe tell you at the end. If you're interested, ask me, I'll tell you. I've said them in other ones, but I won't go back there again. But that's it. Step 1, reflect on your values. So we've got through that, okay? And if you're really struggling with that, going, I don't even know where to start with this. Well, don't worry about it. We've got an upcoming retreat coming here. Reach out, comment values in this post, values or goals. If this is something that you want to hear more about, or retreat, just go with retreat. I always give you too many code words, but I just get excited about everything. So go with retreat or more info. Maybe that's easier. Stacey's probably laughing her head off me, my wonderful coworker right now. She knows how my ADHD brain works. So she'll tell you in the comments of what you should comment. How about that? All right. So, because we want to tell you all about this retreat and let you know if it's a good fit for you. I'd love to get you on a call and have a quick chat about it. Number 2, what do we got to do next? So now we've got our list of goals, and generally this can take time. Don't worry about it. I'm going to help you with that if that's something that you want to get involved in. Step 2, assess your goals. So once you've identified your values and who you want to be, what's important to you, And you may not even know. People go, well, who do you want to be, Zan? I want to be somebody who is energetic, who is excited, who loves to be alive, and who inspires people to want that same thing for themselves. That's what I want. That's what my values, that's who I see myself as. And to do that, I've got to have other things. I've got to have my energy up. So that means I need to sleep right. I need to eat right. I need to exercise. Like there's so many other things when I know who I want to be, what my values are. The goals are easy, right? Like I just told you, if I want to be up and I want to inspire other people, I need to be doing the do. I need to be dressing the dress. I need to be walking the walk, people, and talking the talk. Okay. That's what we need to focus on. So what you can do is start brainstorming a list of things. So write down, what are your short and long-term aspirations? What do you want to achieve in your personal and professional life? How do these goals reflect your core values? That's going to be your second question. I'm going to give you even a little quicker start. A lot of times I tell people is write a list of things you love and of things that you don't love. Why? It's just like values. It's going to help kind of push us towards the middle of, yeah, more of this, less of this, push, push, push. Again, if you're stuck in that mentality of, I don't know what I want, I just don't like the way my life is now, well, then I would say the question I would ask you is, how do you want your life to be? I get you don't like this, but if you just say anything better than this, you may end up with something worse. Okay. So I can't tell you for sure. You need to really decide, what might my life look like if I had what I wanted. Okay. And then we start to, so that's one piece of it. Second piece of it is doing a list of 100. And what is this listing? I want you to list, take a piece of paper and write down the numbers 1 to 100. And I want you to write down a list of 100 things that you might want to do in your life. People go, this is hard, Zan. I'm not talking big things. If you want to climb Mount Everest, great. But if not, it might be trying a new hairstyle. It may be finding a friend. It may be looking into self-employment. It doesn't have to be 100 gigantic, huge things. It has to be 100 to-do list item things that you've been really thinking about, possibly over time. And some of them are going to be big wants and some of them are going to be little wants. So some are going to be, oh, I'm scared. That's a scary big dream. Me and my big fucking awesome goals, the beef eggs. It can be scary. So I want those, but I also want the little things. This is a list for you to cleanse your brain. It's a brain dump of some of the things that might make you happy. All right. So that's a part of assessing your goals. And man, I tell you, once I admitted to myself that I want to be on stage, and I've known it my whole life, but I always thought, oh, geez, that's self-centered. That's even wanting to have money, not to be rich, but to be able to have all the experiences that I could ever want, being able to offer my family and friends, sponsor events, do whatever I want, work for free if I want to. That's what money gives you. But I was always scared to say that I wanted to be famous and that I wanted to be rich. And once I realized what I meant once I gave meaning to, just like we did with goals and values, I gave meaning to what famous and rich meant to me and what that would give me in my life. And I realized that I would be robbing the world of some amazing stuff if I did not lean in hard to what my own personal goals, dreams, and aspirations are. Okay. Because I'm not doing anything. If I don't have a goal to impact people and to help a lot of people, then the other things are going to fit into line. If I don't have a goal to entertain and connect with people, then who cares? I don't really want to help people. I'm just going to hang at home. Like for me, all of my goals and my values all fit together like a fine puzzle. And once I figured out what truly I wanted in my life, what was important to me, I want to have fun. I want to laugh. I want to be with people that light me up, that are smarter than me, that are more passionate than me. That's what I want in my life. But I was scared of those people forever. I was like, oh no, what would they want with me? I'm nothing special. Did you ever say that to yourself? And now I go, oh no, we're like flies. We're like moths to the flame. We have to find each other. That's why I'm doing these retreats. I need you and you need me for us to make this world what we want it to be and for all our dreams to come true. All right. That is the way that you need to do it. Dream big. And don't be scared to say who you want to be. It ain't selfish, my friend, and it ain't shallow. It's nothing. It's what your gift to the world is going to be. Number 3. Step 3, prioritize and organize, my friends. My God, I love alliteration. Thank you for that. Now that you have this list of goals, it's essential to prioritize them, okay? So identify the most important ones, the goals that most closely align with your values. And that literally, if the world ended tomorrow, that you'd be sad, or maybe you would lose the ability. So if it's running, because you know my past fitness life, if I didn't ever run a half marathon and tomorrow I lost the ability to run a half marathon, I'd be really sad about that. So I'm really glad that I've run that half marathon. Does that mean I need to run a million more? No, probably not. I've lost that kind of drive where I thought at once I was like going to run a million of them. I don't. Why? Because I prioritized and started to organize. I love being able to physically challenge myself, but I also know I have a lot of other goals. So I don't want to be training 3 or 4 hours a day to do an endurance event every day, right? That just doesn't fall with my goals anymore. All right. So you need to start to really prioritize this and figure out what's going to have the most significant impact on my overall well being. For me right now is combing my hair in the morning, putting a little bit of makeup on, just got eyelashes done. Gonna go get my lips re-tattooed this afternoon. If anyone thinks that I'm wearing that I wake up with makeup on, I don't. Well, I actually do wake up with makeup on. I have my eyebrows tattooed. I have eyelash extensions. I have a lip blush, and is that all my face stuff? Yeah, I think that's it. Yeah, and then I just have to splash on a little bit of blush and a little bit of highlighter, and cha-ching. And it's not hard, but I made it a big deal. Well, now that's part of my goals is I want to start showing up every day on video. I want to start because I'm excited about my life again. I am feeling so excited about the future, and I want to infect every single one of you with that. Okay? That's my priorities right now. Those are my goals. And why it isn't just about you, my darling. It's about my kids. Because if I'm living my best life, my kids, my family, my friends are going to go, well, hell, Sam, let's get on that bandwagon with you. And that's all I can do is lead by example. I can't force anybody. I can't make anybody do anything they don't want to do. But if you are leaning in hard, baby, grab onto my hands and let's run for it. All right. And once you've figured out and prioritize what you want in your life, it's time to start using some tools like planners, calendars, or some kind of digital app to help you keep you organized, or maybe good old paper. But it's, oh, sorry, I used a white piece and it was blended in there. I want you to start writing it down, and you need to start prioritizing. People say, oh, Zan, how do you exercise every day? Because it's on my calendar, on my Google Calendar. I have it. And I put a ridiculous time. I'll put 6 a.m. I'm not exercising at 6 a.m. Well, what happens is that's if I don't know for sure. A lot of times I exercise at 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock at night, sometimes 11 or midnight. And I know that sounds crazy, but why? It's because my exercise goal is on my calendar. And that's why I put it at 6 a.m. because sometimes I don't know what my day is going to allow me. But what do? Oh, 6 a.m. passed. Okay, well, my next opening is at 10 a.m. So then I move it to there. And it's like going to the dentist or the doctor. You can avoid it for a while, but eventually you just want it off your list. You can't keep moving it. And so that's what I do is I set a schedule. I have also started writing down instead of, oh, I know I need to call Francine tomorrow. Well, that's not a big deal. I'll remember that. No, I literally write down every single thing every day that I need to do. Why? Because I make the step too big, the goal or the thing. We need to chop it down into smaller bits. So I may have 24 steps to do one thing that I used to just put, pack. Used to be one of my big ones. Oh my gosh, with my ADHD, I'm going down. No, I literally need to write down, what am I packing? What don't I want to forget? I want to get my hair cut before that trip. Okay, right. And so once I start writing it down, I start realizing all the other pieces that I need to book in as well before my trip comes or whatever thing I'm planning around. And really, what gets measured gets done. So my mom, it's amazing. She's I love her to death. I hate saying, but she's 70 years old. She still lifts weights every single day. It's amazing. She is probably I don't know, 15 or 20 pounds thinner than she was in her 50s. And she thought she was feeling pretty good then. And she's like, I can't believe the way I look now. Why? Because it's the first thing. She goes, oh no, I don't exercise anything. First thing in the morning, I got to get it done or I don't feel right. And her favorite thing is she goes, man, once I got that calendar out, because we use the body programs, used to be Beach Body on Demand, and there's a calendar you can print out, and you just X that out. And she says, I hate seeing any X's. Some of you go, I hate seeing the blank spots. Well, what I do is I just go back over again and I start. Once our 6-week program is over, I go back and just redo those holes so that I can X them out again and then feel successful. All right. So if fitness is something you want to know more about, reach out and put fitness in the comments, because I don't mind hooking you up there too. And, helping you out a bit, keeping you on the way. But for me, my Google Calendar, and another thing I use with my team members is we use Slack, which is kind of a group organization system for everything. So I'm not going to explain to you, but that's something we use professionally. If you're wondering, there's so many different tools, but Slack is something that we absolutely love. So again, if you want to know more about that, reach out. I can give you a bit more details around that. All right, step 4, we're almost there. Take action and stay committed. Okay, prioritizing your values and your goals is just the first step, right? Even prioritizing and putting them on your calendar. What you really need to do is take consistent action every day. So you need, as I mentioned before, I mentioned it a little bit, but I just want to make sure it's really there. Set milestones for yourself. Break down your goals, as I said earlier, into smaller, manageable steps, but also give those timelines. Don't just put, Pat, do this, and this. No. When are you going to do it? How many days prior to you traveling, right? All of those things. Same with medications. Oh my God, there's so many things. But really, you need to set milestones for yourself to measure your progress. Okay? Because you got to remember, staying committed is crucial. So you have to find ways to stay motivated, to inspire yourself, right? And how do you do that? Because that's the biggest thing people ask me. How do I get inspired and motivated and stay inspired and motivated? First thing first, I'm sorry to say, action is generally the main way you get motivated and inspired. And what does that mean? It doesn't mean you're going to start an exercise plan. It may mean just, I'm writing on the calendar tomorrow what day, what time I'm going to work out, right? So you get excited and then you go, oh God, it's 10 a.m. And then the next thing, what do I say? Tell yourself you're going to do it for 5 minutes. I've even had clients just watch the videos. No, I just want you to watch it first. They go, really? Yeah, because your mind is scared. It goes, I don't even know what this is. Well, let yourself get immersed in it. That's what we call immersion therapy. Let you touch your toe in it at first, right? So that's something you can look at. But there's other ways. You can have an accountability partner, positive affirmations, or rewards. Rewards never work for me because I am a total reward junkie. Being a fun person, I want rewards all the time. But what has helped me get focused is hiring a coach and a team member that stays on top of me. Okay. And I've got a couple of them that have helped me. I've got Laura, I've got Stacia, I've worked with Andrea. So I've got a bunch of people that I've worked with over time. My wonderful Shalou, but it's just all people that come into my life that are able to support me on my journey and that remind me. Because again, being a little neuroatypical, my brain just can't remember everything. And my excitement and my enthusiasm, it's a bear sometimes. And it's hard for me to stay organized and stay focused. So having a team, people, affirmations, but also their positive feedback are part of my affirmations. So whenever I do have a little bit of I'm not feeling this, it's amazing what your accountability partners, your team members, when they know to say, no, get back on track. Okay. And really, that, I tell you, the biggest time when I felt that I was on track with my goals is when I had my lifestyle studio, my fitness studio that I used to own. And why? Because it was like being on a retreat together every single day. We had each other. If somebody wasn't at class, we were like, where's Patrice? Why isn't Patrice here? Actually, it was Patrice that was usually wondering where everyone else was. But you know what I mean? We were there. And I would see people texting in class and I'd be, what are you doing? I just don't know where Shannon is, because Shannon would usually, and man, there was nobody that was getting away from that class. And so that to me, again, is why I'm doing these retreats, is because I miss that sense of group, that team, bringing people together that have that same burning fire in them to create a life of joy, a life of contentment, and a life of goals and values. Because to me, that's what's important. That's who I'm looking for. That's who I want to surround myself with, right? So having a coach and getting into it, it's even me for these things. It's like every day is hard. And that's why I have a team member. So I've got my team member station now. And what she does is we talk about it early in the week. She knows now that my ADHD brain will probably go, oh, I forgot that thing, or oh, it's already tomorrow. She's on it, man. She's putting stuff up for me. I recorded a video for you guys today, and I ended up in another appointment. I didn't have time to post it. So I'm racing around minutes before. All of a sudden I look, oh, she went into my photos already and already posted it. So mwah, 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 love you. But that's what an accountability buddy can do for you. This is my business example, but there's so many examples. My fitness one as well. When you got somebody that's going, hey, baby, I'm there for you. And the other thing, you don't also want to worry, you don't want it to make it the hardest person either, because I know people who will use, no, they're honest with me. They're brutally honest with me. Man, that's great. But if you're like me, I'm a feeler, man. I don't want anyone to rip my soul out, right? I need an accountability buddy that they're being my accountability buddy because they really want the best for me, and that they're being firm with me, but not being hard with me. Okay, that makes sense. So for a lot of you, you are, well, my cousins are so brutal to me every day. Then you don't want them as your accountability. If that hasn't got you on track yet, come on, it ain't going to get you on track. So reach out. And again, that's about these retreats, finding those other people that are in our world. I'm so busy traveling that it's funny. Most of my posse, either my friends in Prince George, I end up FaceTiming them when I'm in Mexico, and my other half of my close friends all live in foreign places or in another country. So you see what I mean? It doesn't have to be right with you. People think it's got to be these people. No, you can get your spark team from anywhere. Man, it can be podcasts are part of my connecting and having a spark team, is even that, getting that positive affirmations and confirmation of my thoughts, right? All righty. Last step, I think, let me check my notes. Yes, my last step here. So step 5, baby. And this is the hardest one for most people. 1, it doesn't happen overnight. 2, embrace the journey. My journey, and I'm going to get back to, I've talked about being, this really was about being youthful. And I wanted to tell you guys, it really isn't about the way that I look or about the way that you look. For me, it's about the way that I feel. And that's what this is about. I used to run and beat my body up and do things because I really thought that I need to get there tomorrow and I need to do it better than everyone else. And I've wasted all these years. All these years have been wasted that I didn't live my best life. And so I would just rush and beat myself up, set unrealistic goals, fail, and then beat myself up again. And what I really have learned and where I'm at in my life now is, baby, you got to embrace the journey. You got to enjoy every step of it. And even this stuff that I'm doing, this youthifying, it's funny. I have people asking me, I've been called a teenager twice in the last week. I get told regularly, you look like you're aging in reverse. What are you doing? And yes, I tell you guys, there's a lot of things I've done to myself physically, but that's not where the biggest change is. The biggest change has been up here. The biggest change has been signing up for things, going to the concerts, all the stuff that you may see about me in my social media. It's not about showing off. It's not about, because you have people that, oh, I don't want to post that. No, for me, that's my life. That's my joy. I post those minutes where I am so overjoyed with the people that I'm with, the experience that I'm having, the food that I'm eating, the aquarium that I am, whatever I'm doing. That's what it's about, is me embracing that moment of joy and getting what I want. Because I'll even do that sometimes. I am the queen of jealousy. I look at other people when I'm not setting goals and I'm not living my best life. I'm looking at other people and I'm like, what are they up to? What are they doing? And I'll almost get jealous of them. I'll be honest with you. But when that is, it's because I'm not living my best life. I'm not leaning in hard to what I want. So it's really easy to pay attention to other people. So that's what I want to feel. If you're feeling that negativity or that, oh, it must be nice that they have all of that, I'm telling you, baby, it's time to figure out what you want. And it's time to start going after your goals because it's about the journey. And it's what I used to tell people. They go, oh, geez, how's your fitness program going? Oh, I gave up. Why? Well, I stopped for a couple of days and I just never got back on track. What I'm telling you, a couple of days never ruined anybody's body. It never got them off track, nothing. You decide that I am not perfect anymore, so I can't do this anymore. I need you to realize that this isn't even about goals. This is about habits, atomic habits. What are those little tiny steps that I'm taking every single day to get me in the direction that I want to be? That's all it is. That's what the journey is. What are those little tiny habits that you need to make every day to get yourself to where you want to be? Remember that. Speak it out to yourself. I want you to say it out to yourself right now. Write it down if you need to. Because I think we are all believe in this make-believe world that, oh no, I'm going to lose 50 pounds in the next 3 months before that wedding. Or I am just going to, like even this, even finding ways to make myself feel mentally, physically younger. It's not happening overnight. I'm doing microneedling. I am taking different supplements. Maybe one day, if you're interested in that, I'll do a little bit about the routine that I'm on right now. But that didn't happen overnight. This has been years in progress, right? So embrace the journey, baby. And the other thing is, don't worry about giving up those goals. Your life changes. The world is a river, man. So if you start on a path and you decide, I don't think I want this anymore. That's what I did with the fitness studio. I loved it. And I shocked everyone. I shut it down right before COVID started. I ran it for 2 years. And the thing is, it just wasn't fun anymore. It became too much like work. And I wasn't growing as fast as I wanted to. And I think it would be different now because I've got the people behind. I got a Spark team now. But at the time, I was really working too hard. And so that's why I shut the studio down. So I just stayed open to new opportunities. And it was crazy because I did that. I was prepared for COVID. Being an in-person facilitator, I've talked about it before, but all of my gigs dried up and I went online and I made more money during COVID than I've made any year that I facilitated in person. Crazy, right? But that's important. It's because I know what my values are. I know what my goals are. I know I want to be on stage. That's what got me through COVID and built my business even bigger than it was before. And I didn't even have that as an intention. All right. So finally, I need you to stay open to new opportunities, have a growth mindset, be willing to adapt your priorities when necessary, and really just being flexible. Because really, what is the big thing that young kids do? And that's what I love to help people play again. That's really what my retreats are. That's what my modus operandi is helping adults play again. Because the best thing about youthful people is that they stay vibrant, they're curious, they're flexible, and they have a growth mindset. And that's why they are always growing. Okay. And honestly, that's my fitness studio. That's how it came to be. I used to dream about being a fitness competitor, like doing, first of all, and being Jane Fonda or doing this or whatever growing up. But my nickname was Sports Goofy because I was scared not to be the best. I never did sports or athletics as a child, ever. And then I got really bored as I got to an adult and moved to Terrace. I was like, I have no friends here. What am I going to do? And I'm like, well, other people work out, I guess. And I kind of dabbled in it now and then. But I just started going, well, I'm going to be a runner, I think one day. That's what I'm going to try. I'm going to lift weight. And I just started setting my mind, no, I'm going to start walking every day. And then I'm going to run up and down these stairs. And I found a pair of stairs. And I thought, well, I don't want to run. That's not for me. Well, I'm just going to see how many times I can go up and down these stairs and how quickly that, eventually over time. Months, the next thing I thought, I'm bored of that. I'm going to try to run, but running's hard. No, seriously, I almost ran for 3 kilometers the first time without stopping, and it wasn't slow. Why? Because I'd spent all this time building myself up. And really, I call it make-a-festing. I don't even like calling it manifesting because really I made it happen. I set my mind to what I wanted, but I made it happen by every day knowing what my values and what my goals were, okay? And pushing myself every day. Oh my gosh, this went a little bit longer than I wanted to, but Thank you. I'm glad that I went into detail, and because this is your guide, man, to how to prioritize your values and your goals to stay youthful, right? That's what it's about. Um, that's what I want you to feel. I don't care how you look, I want you to be able to do whatever you want to do every single day. And I never want you to be scared when somebody says, "Hey, do you want to come to this 80s concert with me?" It's crazy. It's what happened to me and it changed my life. I want you to go, "Tell me more," right? That's what being youthful and staying youthful is all about, keeping that mind open. Thank you, darling, because I'm telling you, when you align your actions and your values with your core values, you're going to feel a sense of fulfillment, a sense of youth, a sense of power that you have not felt before in your life, I promise you. And if you are living according to their values right now, oh, hallelujah, baby. I'm so happy for you. All right. I'm going to let you go now. But if you happen to want to learn more about my secrets to staying youthfully, mentally, physically, spiritually, emotionally, you can join us at our next retreat, Evolve, Inspire, Amplify Women's Retreat. You can head over to zandraross.ca and we've got a retreat page for you. You can check out more details or direct message us for more information, baby. I got a little video, a little 5-minute video I did for you that's going to let you know even more why you need to join me at my next retreat. I promise you, you are not going to regret it. It's going to change your life. So thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more insightful content. Stay youthful, my friends. Stay motivated and keep chasing your dreams because today is the first day of the rest of your life. See you next time.